So one of the drawbacks to doing the overnight show is we usually don't get to give anything away. And that sucks. Those daytime shows get to give stuff away. But every once in a while, they throw us a bone. So some exciting news here that I want to pass on. And it's not just our show. It's all of Fox Sports Radio. But they included our show. How nice of that is of management to include our program. So Fox Sports Radio has teamed up with our friends at tirerack.com. You hear us talk about tirerack.com a lot. It's a good company. They've got a good product. Everyone needs tires these days, right? And that's just the way it is. And so to give away a set of 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, a set of 4 brand new tires. How cool is that? Yeah. Valued at up to $1,500 every 2 weeks. So it's not just a one-time giveaway. No. Every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks during this summer. And that's right. 3 lucky listeners will receive a set of 4 tires plus installation, taxes, and fees, valued at up to $1,500. And it can be yours. Right? Yeah. It's the summer of Tire Rack Sweepstakes. Enter daily at foxsportsradio.com to increase your chances to win. Yes, you. Not him or not him. They're not eligible. But you can register to win every single day to improve your chances. A winner will be selected every 2 weeks between now and August 27th for a set of 4 brand new tires. Here's the key part. Listen closely. To enter, here's what you do. All right? Get the rules and enter. Visit foxsportsradio.com. And I would really like somebody that listens overnight to win, because it would upset management greatly if that happens. So I'm pulling for you, the overnight nocturnal listener, to win these tires. It's sponsored by tirerack.com, the way tire buying should be. Again, if you want to enter, foxsportsradio.com, enter every single day, all summer long, and you can smell the rubber of brand new tires. And you can thank your friends at tirerack.com and Fox Sports Radio. So Dan Snyder, he gone. Dan Snyder has been officially decommissioned as an NFL owner. The purchase of the Commanders by someone named Josh Harris from Snyder has been approved, unanimously approved. Nobody said no. All the other owners. So Harris, who's 58 years old, and this guy is filthy rich thanks to private equity investments that he has been a part of, and he already has a stake in the Philadelphia 76ers and the Devils of New Jersey. And now he has a football team. So this guy has a little bit of this, a little bit of that. All he needs is a baseball team. He can complete the cycle, but he hasn't done that yet. But he does have a $6 billion NFL franchise, the record-setting amount as that passes the Walmart family's Rob Walton, who paid $4.6 million to buy the Broncos. Boy, inflation really hitting these aristocrats when they buy the NFL franchises. So Harris is the same age as a guy named Dan Snyder. That's the story here. Dan Snyder, also 58, and he is out, gone, see you later. He bought the Commanders. They were actually the Redskins. That's the team he bought. Way back in 1999. I wasn't even alive then, and unless I was. And Snyder paid, at the time, what seemed like an ungodly amount of money, $800 million. $800 million. To me, by the way, I want the record to show, I still think $800 million is an ungodly amount of money. But nonetheless. So Snyder is out, and who else but Jerry Jones to bud his head into this, the Cowboys owner, Jerry's World. Jerry Jones saying that this move by the NFL, well, it's a special move. Rather than me say what Jerry Jones said, let's listen to the sweet sound of Jerry Jones' voice. Let's go to the audio tape.
I think it's going to be a great day for the NFL. Excited. And it's, I think, a hallmark day. Excited about the prospects of going into Washington and giving them some capital punishment.
Ooh, capital punishment. Watch out. So let's discuss the question. I'm sure all the Washington football fans, they're very concerned. Man. All right, so the question, thumbs up or thumbs down to Jerry Jones saying that this is a great day for the NFL. So I am going to go 2 thumbs up on this, but let me explain. I've got Grave Dancing, Garden State, and Love Potion number 9. And we'll put all of these things together, and we are going to make one hell of a going-away party, which Dan Snyder is going to be able to throw. So, A, it is not a great day for the fan. I don't think this is a great day for the fan. This doesn't change anything. You just have a different oligarch in charge. And I would argue that out of the owners of the NFL, those 31 ownership groups, the Packers are not owned by an individual. But out of the 31 ownership groups in the NFL, I would say that 90% of them, and I think that's low, have done kinds of debauchery that if they saw the light of day would also be kicked out of the NFL, right? I mean, the cool people. You can't be doing that. But Dan Snyder's out. I'm not sitting here defending Dan Snyder, but as far as the move, I don't think it's a great day for the fans. But for the owners, yeah, if I was Jerry Jones, sure. If I own an NFL team, the news of the sale of this Washington franchise is orgasmic. It is a vote of confidence. If the Commandos are worth $6 billion, how much are the good teams worth? Man! Now, this quote that we played from Jerry Jones shows you how cutthroat Jerry is. Right? Let me explain. Now, it's a good day for the NFL, great day for the NFL because the value of the Cowboys went up, the value of every team went up. But on this one, Jerry is a samurai, an assassin. Because here's why. If you know anything about the history of Jerry Jones and Dan Snyder, Jerry and Danny Boy are longtime friends. And now Jerry Jones is out there with tap dance shoes on, grave dancing, after Dan Snyder is excommunicated from the NFL, losing all that clout as an NFL owner. Now, what are the odds that this guy Josh Harris puts a championship caliber team on the field for the Washington football fans in the next 5 years? We'll just limit it to the next 5 years. So between now, and you can even throw away this year if you want because he just took over, but in the next 5 years. So I'm going to set the odds, and that's what he said. The goal, you take a team, you suck up to the fan base, you say we're going to put a championship caliber team on the field, and everyone applauds, the crowd goes wild. The odds it actually happens, I'm going to set the odds at plus 1,000. Now, what does that mean? That implies a less than 10% chance. And on this one, I think I'm being generous as well, and I'll tell you why. Harris is one of the masterminds of tremendous parties, hangs out with very important people and all that. But he has not succeeded at winning in sport. He hasn't hired the right people. The Sixers have been abject failures in the playoffs, even though they tanked. I believe that was before Josh Harris got the team. But they had the players from that, and they haven't been able to put it together in the postseason. And the Devils, I don't recall the Devils winning anything of late. Maybe I missed it. But what makes you think he's going to be any different in the NFL? Isn't it harder in the NFL? Now, $6 billion for a faceless, nameless team, generic label Commanders. More on that later. Now, turning the page. Minutes after the NFL made the announcement that the sale was complete and everyone got all excited and the insider guys, the nerds, were going crazy. We got to start. We got to start. Right after that, just a few minutes, the NFL released, you talk about burying the story, not the Friday news dump, but we'll have this story and then we'll bury the other story. But they claimed after many, many months of investigation, corroborating allegations of harassment, sexual harassment against Dan Snyder, and allegations that he withheld revenue from the NFL. The NFL has said, you know what? That's all true. So we're going to fine Dan Snyder $60 million on the way out. That was a 17-month-long investigation by someone named Mary Jo White. We don't know who that is, but I guess she's an attorney. and they claim they had substantiated, the NFL, the claims made that there was hidden revenue and they did not share it with the other teams around the NFL, and also sexually harassed some woman that worked for the team. So how do you dissect the NFL fining Dan Snyder after he sold the team? So this is what's known as fortuitous timing, is what it's known as. The NFL going Garden State on this one. Garden State, like the state of New Jersey. They have an exit tax in New Jersey. Did you know that? There's several other states. California has this if you're really rich. There's many states that has, but New Jersey is the one that I most associate the exit tax with. And so that is a requirement that a tax payment, a resident and non-resident taxpayers, if they sell their homes and move out of New Jersey, they have to pay a special exit tax in New Jersey. So Dan Snyder is exiting. He's selling his home, and he's got to pay the Garden State-like exit tax. And while $60 million is life-changing money for us peasants, it's loose change for Danny Boy, right? Crack open the old piggy bank there, toss a few shekels towards Park Avenue, and move on. So if you do the back of the napkin Maller math, and who doesn't like back of the napkin Maller math? Dan Snyder buys the Redskins for $800 million. He sells the Redskins for over $6 billion. The NFL picks his pocket for $60 million, and now, before taxes, Snyder is left with, what, $5.99 billion. Thoughts and prayers. All right, last word. Let's go to Vegas. I'm going to change it up. I'll get away from Washington. There's an interesting story that is making its way around, and this is Good Talk Radio. There is chatter that the Raiders are considering rescinding, taking back the franchise tag that they have put on Josh Jacobs, the unhappy running back from Alabama. Jacobs is not happy, and he's let everyone know he's not happy. And if the Raiders did that, he would be a free agent. Now, Jacobs has yet to sign the franchise tag, which would pay him over $10 million. Hello? But the Raiders can take it back. They can go abracadabra, hocus pocus, presto, and it's gone. So, question, are the Raiders seriously considering pulling the franchise tag from Josh Jacobs per the story bouncing around? I am nodding my head yes. You can't see me, but I'm nodding my head yes. Now, my take on this, the Raiders are using Love Potion number 9. Ergo, tough love. This is tough love by the Raiders. This story, you always try to look at these things and say, who benefits from story, who planted the story. This story was planted by the Las Vegas football team to useful idiots in the media from the Silver and Black. It's a negotiating tactic. It's negotiating in the media. This is a very public ultimatum. It is a wake-up call. It's like, hey, stop pouting. Take the franchise tag or else. And it has happened, not very often. Not very often. It happens about 15% of the time. 3 of the, I think, last 20 years it's happened. Josh Norman, if I remember correctly, defensive back, big mouth guy from Carolina, was the last to do it. But there is precedent. And you look around, Josh McDaniels is just doing a rip-off version, a cheap, shoddy rip-off version of the Book of Belichick. And that's how they've rolled for years in New England. They've never had a consistent back, at least one player. They've had a revolving door there. And so the Raiders, if they just rescinded Josh Jacobs' contract, they could throw together a hodgepodge of Amir Abdullah and Brandon Bolden, expat. They can go out to the dumpster and do some dumpster diving. How about Dalvin Cook or Kareem Hunt or Zeke Elliott or Marion Mack or a bunch of other running backs that have had some level of success in the NFL? They can all be yours. The price doesn't even have to be right. They don't have jobs at this particular point.